Wild times.
Woo! Here we go. Wild times. Boner pod.
Woo, woo, woo,
Nope,
woo.
not a boner
Wait,
pod.
not a
Whatever.
boner pod.
We start
Leave it
over.
in. He's an idiot. All right,
That's
redo
fine.
it.
Let's move forward.
Beep.
Redo it? Okay. Wild times. Here we go. It's
Yes.
Refrigerated Podcast. It's the holiday season. Pat has his tree up. I'm your host, Forrest Galante, the broologist.
Cockles.
Joining me, as always, Mr. Retep. What's up, Peter?
Hi. Got these fat tires boxes back here. That's
Yeah.
my Christmas tree. They make my eyes look a beautiful shade.
They sure do.
They
of
do.
blue.
They sure do, son.
Amazing. You should leave them there for all for all
The
meetings.
subcockles of my heart are warm today because Pat's got his Christmas tree.
Oh,
Forrest looks like Santa Claus.
Thanks.
Goody.
There's a lot of gray in the beard, so yeah.
It's
dude.
getting there, baby. Chris
Um,
Kringle.
I'm waiting, and I do want to dig into this with Pat because I'm waiting to get my Christmas tree until I think the day after Thanksgiving. I think Friday is an
Sure.
acceptable day.
Very
My
solid.
wife won't allow it before that day.
That's where I'm at in my house. Because I literally said to Jess, by the way, Pat, per your suggestion last year, I've been burning Christmas candles 12 hours a day. For the
Oh,
last
Hell
12 days.
yeah, baby.
Woo!
I just picked up 2 new pine-scented candles
I-
yesterday.
I'm sorry, I have to interject. That was my suggestion. It was
Oh,
a
was
top
it?
3 DFL, but Pat
I'm sorry.
did
I'm
teach
sorry.
me
I'm
that
sorry.
trick.
Whatever. Whoever said it, my house smells like delightful pine.
Oh,
But I don't have
so
the
good.
tree. And I said to Jess, I'm like, why don't we go get a tree? I said it 2 days ago. She's like, not until after Thanksgiving. So I think Friday is it's the tree day.
Today? Yeah,
Yeah,
us
right.
too,
No,
probably.
So, look, I have a fucking 2-week-old. You know, you need joy inside the home. So
Mhm.
we popped up the tree. Now, I will point this out. I've been looking to get the old school bulbs from the 80s that I remember as a kid.
Yeah.
Big, very, very
The
dangerous.
rounded ones, the little like round or the little
Yeah.
the little pin ones.
They get to like
round-
Yeah.
350 degrees.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
they
can
get
cook an
really
egg on
hot.
one. Yeah.
Light the tree on fire frequently.
Yeah,
Kids
that's-
burn their fingers on them.
That's how we know we're getting old. That's why you're old, mate.
Well, look, I got the hookup. They're
Nice.
illegal in California.
Nice.
Got them on my tree.
Nice.
Big old glass bulbs. They get like molten lava hot. My 2.5-year-old touched one the other day and burned her finger.
Fantastic.
It's great. It's
That
great.
is
It's
good.
wonderful.
That
That's-
is what Christmas is about. And also that's what getting older is about. It's about doing things that are not good for you or your family because that's the way that it was done. That's a great thing to do. You subject your family
Exactly.
to those same exact memories that you have. It's fantastic.
that you experienced
Yeah,
back
Absolutely. You don't want to improve. You want everything to be homeostasis. You want to be stagnant in life with your family. You don't want to,
Don't evolve. All right, good. Well, that's good. It's Christmassy. Pat, I might be hitting you up for those old school bulb, that hookup.
Yep.
I'll meet your guy in a dark alley late at night and do a drop.
I'm texting your wife right now, Forrest.
Yeah.
Well, we are getting together in person, so you just Venmo me.
Oh!
I will get a
Ooh.
little premium on them because it's a black market.
Yeah, that's
But,
Dude,
markup
I
for
gotta,
sure.
I gotta drop something here that's very exciting. I mean, we've been looking for a studio. We have been on the prowl to find an actual studio that we can turn into whatever we want. So
Right.
we're gonna get a space and we're gonna make it like our actual personalized studio.
like a real podcast, right?
Yeah,
You actually
yeah.
sign a lease and you have a room that
Exactly.
just can stay set up. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Has its own bathroom.
It's gonna be huge, and I just want people
Huge.
to know that
Huge.
all those ads you're watching. It's
Yeah,
going
you're
to
buying
good
our
use.
studio, people. So
and
keep
and it's
watching.
for you, baby, because we
Yeah.
want the content to be better than Joe Rogan. Cheers, mates.
You made a
Interesting.
negative sound and pointed up. That was to the listener. That's very confusing.
Dude, a fart
Um,
is not a negative sound.
so-
That's ludicrous. Sorry, go ahead.
I sound a little off. I have a horrendous sinus infection.
Mhm.
You sound like Elmer Fudd, man.
You
I do. I'm sounding fuddy. So right before we jumped on to record here, I went to I can't remember if it was Rite Aid or CVS, and I'm looking, trying to figure out which drug of choice I'm going to buy for this sinus pressure.
Mhm.
And this big, tall, strapping Australian young man wearing the shirt of the place comes by, and he's like, "Can I help you find something, boss?" That's a terrible Australian accent.
Yeah,
That's
it's
pretty
not
good.
good.
That's pretty good.
And I said, "No, I'm good." And then he kept walking down the aisle, and I see him. He's kind of looking at me. What's going on? So then I go to check out, standing in line. taps me on the shoulder. He's like, "I'll take you over here, mate." I
There,
was
now
like, "All
that
right,
now we got an
all right."
Aussie
Now he's
accent.
awesome,
Yeah.
and he's kind of setting up another register, and he keeps looking at me. And he's like, "Are you the guy?" And I go,
No.
"No, no, I'm not." 'Cause I thought he maybe thought I was someone else, whatever, and
Yeah.
he's looking at me, he goes, "You you are." He's like, "You're on the Wild Times."
Ah,
I was
sick.
like
Nice.
I was like, "Yeah." And he was just like, because I was feeling shitty, sinus pressure, I gotta go record," and he's like, "Man, keep up the good work, man. I've seen everyone, listened to
Wow,
everyone,
amazing.
love it,
Love
love
that.
it, you guys
Amazing.
kill it." And I was
Yeah.
like, "You into wildlife?" He's like, "No."
I love that even more, dude.
Yeah,
That's huge.
yeah,
W w
so,
We're
it was cool,
branching out.
brightened my
We're
day.
branching out. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good. That's the best medicine you could
By the
take.
way, I
Even
mean,
better than the Sudafed.
did it not make your day? I mean, that would have made my freaking day. I would feel so crummy going in there, and then somebody's like, "Hey, I know you."
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool. I'll tell you why, because it's only happened to me 3 times ever. I told you about the Chicago beers story.
That's right.
It happened once at the airport in Boston. So, because it only happens once every 6 months, it's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Dude, it's happened no times for me except at Animal Con, but that doesn't count.
That
Well,
does
you
not
also were wearing no pants.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
true. I don't I mean, you mean just in general? I usually don't have pants on.
No, you went above and beyond, let's be honest.
All right, what are
Um,
Well,
you doing for us? Pay attention. Stop looking at the
I
phone.
was actually gonna send Kyle some photos to pull up of
Oh,
my
nice.
weekend.
yeah, okay, so what was this? What
I'm
was this
Oh,
weekend
give
for
me a
us?
no, no,
second.
don't pull those up. This is a public pod, dude.
What I'm not sure what you're talking about,
Well,
but
it's either gonna be a picture of your groin or your vomit bucket.
it's neither
'Cause
one of those
oh,
actually.
okay. Alright.
But
Just making sure.
Kyle, you should have some photos. These guys fucking butchered that whole thing by pointing out that I was texting you. But you should have some photos to pull up from my weekend. I went pretty hard on Saturday night. Sure did. Um,
Okay.
What was the occasion?
it was so my buddy Josh, who I played rugby with. Actually, I'll tell the whole story. It's pretty funny. So, uh, our rugby team, which I talk about plenty, bunch of big,
Mhm.
strapping, burly men,
Except
plus
for you,
me.
yeah.
Yeah, and like 6 years ago, this guy shows up. He's like 6'5". He's big. He's big, like hefty but muscular, like big dude. His name's Jordan. Okay, and we're like, wow, this guy's a fucking beast. Spends 3 months in preseason training with us, and because he was so big. Shut up, Kyle. Did I send him to the wrong person? They're coming. Relax. Um,
Edit.
because he's because he was such a big dude, we made him be a prop, which is like in the front bottom of the pile, a guy who like, you go to lift someone in the line out, and you basically stick your thumb up their butt. And our buddy Jack, who brought him into the game, was always like snickering when Jordan was lifting him people and like in the middle of the scrum. And we're like, yeah, whatever. And anyway, Jordan, this big dude, he trains for 3 months. He's at every training. He never misses a training. First 5 seconds of it, no, not 5 seconds. First 5 minutes of his first game ever on the field, he runs the ball in, splits his cheek open, and gets
Ugh,
14 stitches in his face, and walks
Jesus.
Jeez.
off and is like, "I'm never playing this sport again. I don't like this. This is not for me." However, 6 years this happened 6 years ago, and we've all stayed friends with him. He loosened up a little over the 6 years to the point of telling everybody that he is gay. And so he's like we call him Pooh Bear. He's like our token Pooh Bear at the club, and everybody loves Pooh Bear.
Yeah.
He had his 5-year anniversary with his husband on Saturday,
Mhm.
and me and my wife and Josh and his wife and a bunch of others were supposed to go. None of the wives wanted to go because it was just going to be a late night, like cross dressing fiasco. And so Josh and I decided to go together. Kyle, I don't know why these aren't sending to you. Josh and I decided to go together and get matching costumes for this. But
Oh, I saw this on your story. I was wondering what
yeah,
the hell that was.
yeah, we had to send it though. Like as the probably the two only straight guys at the party, we were like, there's no way we're standing out. Like we got to really send it. The party was Lady Gaga and Beyonce themed, and you were either team
Okay.
I love
team
that.
Gaga or team Beyonce. Now I'll be honest, I
Oh,
don't
the
know much.
gays are so much more fun, dude. They
It's not
really
even
are.
it's not even close.
Ugh.
I don't know much about Lady Gaga or Beyonce, but I was thusly informed that Beyonce is a silver and sequins type thing. That's her MO.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
but I just showed up to my buddy Josh's house in jeans and a t-shirt, and he's like, just Venmo me $70 for the costume and we're good. And so I just showed up, and Kyle is pulling up what this looked like
Wait, so
currently.
you Which team did you go? You went Beyonce?
I was
Well,
team
let's see if
Beyonce.
we can
So
guess.
so
Okay.
Jordan, who was our buddy, was the Beyonce side, and then uh yeah, his husband York was the
This is
was Lady
wonderful.
Gaga.
Dude, I gotta say, the worst thing about this, go back one
Oh,
picture.
full sparkles on the face. You got diamonds on your
I had to
chest.
shave my
Yo,
chest for this. Like I
fucking
went full on.
Forrest,
Yeah.
at my wedding, you had this problem too. Probably one of the worst pictures you ever taken. What's with your Humpty Dumpty like thighs? What is going
Good
on there?
question, dude. And that's a really good question. I don't know what is it my stance? Is it the oversized
It's
pants?
an ill-fitting pant.
That's what it is.
Is it?
That's the only reasonable explanation.
It must
But
be.
anyways, rest of the costume,
I love it though. The sparkles in the
amazing.
beard. It's a
Oh,
cool photo shoot.
pants look great there. Actually,
Yeah, we did a little. Yeah, those are doers. Those are nice pants, by the way. They're very
nice.
soft. Yeah, no, we went for it. There was no, keep going, Kyle. What are you doing? There's way
How hard
more
did you
to-
how hard did you party?
I came home at 3 a.m. This is how hard I partied. I'll show you exactly how hard I partied.
Oh,
Yeah,
this is excellent.
that's Jordan. That's the big dude.
with the split cheek.
Yeah. Hold on. I'll show you exactly how hard I partied. Stand by 1 second. Where is
Okay.
this?
Dead air. Great for radio.
Well, just say something, you
podcast.
idiot.
Hey, Pat. It's like an Animal Con. When Forrest would walk off the stage, I'd be like, what's up, Pat?
Hold on. Hold on. I gotta find that.
Nothing.
How hard did you go? I mean, because look, you put that costume on, it's conducive to
Yeah.
getting wild and
The
having
big
fun.
night. And it was
How
at
hard
the
did you go?
by the way, Pat, in case you couldn't have guessed, this all took place at the Shitty Kitty.
I fucking knew it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For those that don't know, the Shitty Kitty, also known as the Wildcat in Santa Barbara, is our one and only sort of gay bar club. It's like a whole
Full on
vibe.
dance club.
Dance
Yeah.
club. Yeah,
Nice.
it's the best spot. in
Too
town.
loud to have a
Oh,
conversation.
forget about
The
it. Your ears
best.
are bleeding.
Love those
Yeah.
places.
Yeah.
Kyle, pull up the screenshot of my phone conversation. I got home around 4:30 a.m. in an Uber with missing that silver jacket and missing most of my sequence. And I woke up to this. Don't know whose phone number this is. There's a dog in my silver jacket. And I just wrote, ha ha. Somebody wrote, somehow ended up with your top. What a transformation you had. I have no idea who this is. I wrote, hi, it was a night, a very blurry
The dog
night.
is way better looking.
Yeah, Kyle, zoom in on the pup there. That's my
Not to
jacket.
mention-
Don't know whose house that is. Don't know whose dog that is. Don't know. Don't
I
know
love
what
that
happened.
dog.
Let's break this down a little
Yeah,
bit.
look.
Yeah.
Kyle, scroll down, please, to the text. Somehow ended up with your top. What a transformation you had. Now, what kind of transformation are they talking about here?
I'm unaware. I may have changed sexualities. I'm not sure.
Playing
what
for the other
happened.
team, eh?
Yeah, it might
Sure
be.
sounds
Sure, your wife
like you
loves to hear
did.
that.
It sure
Two
sounds
kids.
like you did.
Uh,
Forrest.
Yeah, I don't know what
Dude, this looks like a fun party.
This
Listen,
was on the Land Shark. You know the boat the car boat? Yeah, this was the Land Shark. We went out on the water. This was his wife, very unimpressed, driving us there. Yeah, there's a lot going on here.
It looks like a whole lot of fun, man. I gotta
It
say,
was a
I'm
good
a
night.
bit jealous.
I just haven't Josh has a 4-month-old. No, sorry, a 6-month-old, and I have about a 4-month-old. So neither of us have gone out in a long time or given any effort to drinking, and we changed that on Saturday night. That's for
Yep.
sure. Yeah.
It's funny, you like thinking about bars in college and shortly after college where they just blast music that's so loud that essentially you can't really have a conversation. So you just kind of dance.
Yeah, it's
And then
impossible.
As you get older, you're like, I'd like to maybe just go to a restaurant and talk,
Yes.
or you sit in a fucking cigar lounge or something like that.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just funny because you really you don't know anything when you're 22. When was the last time you talked to someone who was 22?
I mean,
Never. Only through the wild times.
It makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
I'm dreading my kid being 22 and having to talk to him. No offense, brosters. Actually, I talked to brosters who were 22 at the place, but those are like level-headed people who don't go to these clubs.
Yeah.
That's true. That's
Yeah,
a good
this
point.
is true.
The people we met at Animal Con that listen to the Wild Times are not the clubbing
Nope.
types.
Nope.
Nah.
Nope. All right, so check this out. Manscaped, as you guys know, they sent us a couple tools.
They did.
Okay. Peter sent me a voice memo. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
All right, listen to this.
Dude, just used the lawnmower on my nuts. Wow, this is alien tech. It's unbelievable. You can stick clippers right to your nut folds and not get a nick. I mean, I don't even know how this thing works, but I can't believe I didn't get one of these sooner.
Wow.
Bananas.
This is a real voice memo that he sent me
That
last
is a
night.
real voice.
Yeah.
I did it. I was so excited. I hopped out of the shower, lawnmower still in hand.
Ugh, that's the
And
one that touches nuts.
It
Yeah,
really
it is.
did. It really did.
Dude, I opened mine and I was like, "Is this what you got, Peter?" And that's the voice memo that he sent me back. This
Yeah.
is not like this was not set up for the ad. I was just like, we
Right.
have to play Peter's actual voice ad
Yeah.
because he thought this was alien technology.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's crazy. I ran this thing. I was
So
very
it's the Lawnmower 5.0, right?
Yeah, the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra. And I ran this thing over very gently. I'm very apprehensive. And I just slowly was like, oh, bzzz. It was incredible. Like it has rounded blades or something. It is alien tech. I swear to God.
It does feel like alien tech because I did the same thing. And I was just like waiting for the moment where it was just going to rip my nutsack in half.
of
And it
course.
just doesn't. And I'm like,
doesn't do
"But
it."
I don't know how this is possible.
It's an amazing product.
Yeah.
Also, I've been on this kick where I do everything in the shower. I brush my teeth. I water pick in there. Now I just zoop right in the shower, pubes
Waterproof.
down the drain,
Yeah.
balls clean, dude.
Amazing.
So get 20% off plus free shipping with the code WILDTIMES at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with the code WILDTIMES at manscaped.com. Your balls have been through enough. It's time to go ultra with Manscaped.
It is Monday, November 27th, which means Monday Night Football. I'm excited because Prize Picks is the most fun I've had, winning up to 25 times my money this football season. You just select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projected stats, and place your entries. Prize Picks is really simple to play. I can make my picks and submit my entry in less than 60 seconds. All right, so for tonight, baby, we got Bears and Vikings. What are a couple of your prize picks, Peter?
This is a classic lineup. There's a rivalry there. They're both in the same division.
Yes, sir.
They hate each other almost as only second to the Packers Bears. So even as much as I despise the Bears, they are my team still to this day. I'm going Justin Fields less than 192.5 passing yards because Fields likes to dump passes off, just short passes, constant screens, short passes.
Yep.
And those passes always go to the tight end, Cole Kmet, who
Okay.
I'm going more than 36 and a half receiving yards. Same
Okay.
reason.
I see what you're doing there.
Yeah.
So I'm going on my picks are on the Vikings side of the ball. I am going Joshua Dobbs, more than 227.5 passing yards. I like Dobbs. I like what he's doing in this offense. And I'm going on the Vikings side. I'm going Ty Chandler, the technically the third string running back. I'm going more than 33.5 rushing yards. Madison has been banged up this week. Akers is out for the season. I'm going Ty Chandler. Look, if you want to get in on the fun, go to prizepicks.com/wild and use code WILD for a first deposit match up to $100. Go to prizepicks.com/wild and use the code WILD for a first deposit match up to $100. Prize Picks, daily fantasy sports made easy.
All right, let's do some news. Let's talk animals.
here we go.
That was
What's
my
in the
weekend.
What's in the news?
What's in the news?
News from the other
I saw this story, thought it was very cool. An endangered bison was caught on camera in Thailand. Now, you might say, why is that important? Well, first of all, I've spoken about Gar before, G-A-U-R. Kyle, pull up
Literally
the
the
picture.
coolest.
Yeah.
Calling it a bison's like not even.
No, it doesn't do
do
it.
this thing justice.
Doesn't do it justice.
See this
Kyle, just
gar.
pull up a picture of a Gar, would you?
Not talking about the fish here.
No.
Not the band either.
We're talking about a bovid on steroids.
Yeah, just
Oh, I remember this guy.
guys, yeah. So I like this piece of news. It's not, it's nothing record breaking, but for the first time in 37 years at the Salawin Wildlife Sanctuary, one of these was caught on trail camera. 37 years. Probably come across from Myanmar through the border there. Somehow made it. And first time in 37 years.
Wow.
Been in Thailand. Thought it was
Now,
great.
I'm assuming that's a big animal. I'm assuming they were hunted to
Yep.
the brink here.
Mhm. Exactly. It's a lot of meat. It's a big cow.
Sounds
yeah.
like it feels like it would be very tough like meat that wouldn't taste very good because it's so damn muscular.
Just so jacked.
Yeah,
I
I
bet
want
it's
like a porky pig,
I bet it's
you know?
delicious. I don't
Dude, I
know.
mean,
I bet it's
think about
delicious.
though, a big male gar, what do you think the max weight is listed at for a gar?
Oh man.
2,000, I'll say.
I was gonna go a little bit higher. I think it was at 2,600 pounds.
Yeah. The max, the highest that's listed on the site I'm looking at, up to 3,300 pounds for a male.
Damn.
Yeah, that's
Dude, that's
insane.
the
I mean,
size
you
of
could
like a
feed an
mid-sized
entire
car.
village.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's the size of a car. Exactly.
Like
Yeah,
a
it's an
bigger
insane
car.
creature. Yeah. It's an insane creature, but good for the species. It's always
Yeah.
like, like the Australian earless dragon that came back. We talked about that a couple pods ago. It's like, all right, I get it. Nobody saw this lizard that was this big in this one region of Australia for 50 years. Like, I get it. Like, somebody flipped over a log, the lizard was there. To have this 3,300 pound, just yoked out buffalo come walking back into a country it's awesome. It's good. It's a good
That was my
sign.
nickname in high school,
The yoked buffalo.
the yoked out buffalo.
But I just think it's great. It's like big megafauna coming back. Like when,
Yeah.
truthfully, I don't care how this comes across. When you think of Southeast Asia, you think, oh, empty forest syndrome. Everything gets killed. Everything gets eaten. To have something as big as a gar come like walking back into a country like Thailand is awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's
I
it's
think
a
it's
super
nice,
cool.
important to
nice
point that
story.
kind of shit out, dude. I mean, I didn't even know that before I started doing this podcast. I thought it was bustling with life in these forests. I didn't
No,
know that they just,
no,
hunted
empty
everything too.
empty forest syndrome. It's terrible.
It is terrible, man. It's
Yeah.
good. Good to
But
see
anyway,
this.
nice to see recovery like that. And to take like a grandiose look at it for a second, it's like it's a small sign. That gar may very well be hunted and eaten, but it's like a better global sign. It's like people are caring a little bit more. Like big animals are coming back to areas that big animals haven't been in a long while,
And making the
Yep.
news
making
too.
the news. Like I feel like it's the right it's like I've always said before, it's like, 20 years ago when you thought about a shark, you're like, "Oh, if I get in the water with a shark, it's gonna rip me to shreds."
Mhm.
Today, I can't go on Instagram without seeing a gorgeous blonde in a string bikini swimming next to a great white shark, right? It's like totally changed the whole
Yeah.
ethos of like how people think about sharks. And it's just like that whole thing, like with all animals, everything is sort of evolving and adapting. And hopefully it's not too little too late. But the general like mindset is definitely changing, and I think this is a good indication of that.
It's nice to once in a while be able to point out some of the good things that come from our social media and interconnectedness in the world because most of it is just terrible.
For
So this is
100%,
good.
100%, yeah.
Yeah.
But
What
yeah,
else
I
we
like that
got?
story. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a big wildlife discovery if we want to talk about
What
that.
happened? What
I wanna
happened?
Big.
talk
What
about
is it?
the biggest
This is the
wildlife
biggest, at
discovery.
least for me. So season 3, Extinct or Alive, Pat and I wrote this
Oh, yeah.
gargantuan deck of all
Mhm.
the animals we thought we would find, and one of them was Sir David Attenborough's long-beaked echidna, which is
Mm.
an echidna is a small hedgehog-looking creature. It's not, however, a hedgehog. It's a marsupial, and the long-beaked echidna comes from Indonesia. Hasn't been seen in 60 years. Papua, Indonesia, but hasn't been seen in 60
Oh,
years.
wow.
And
Looks like a kind of like a, hedgehog slash porcupine.
yes, but just last week, I posted this on my Instagram, on the very last day of a massive expedition, a 4-week expedition into what the hell are the name of those mountains? Kyle, maybe you can find it.
Himalayans?
No, 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 it's, in Papua. It's this crazy set of mountains I put on my Instagram. It's called not the Lost Mountains. It's got, like, a very threatening name too.
Is that in the mountains around that area that nobody's ever been into, basically?
No, no, no. It's I was just trying to find it. Doesn't matter. I'll find it. But it's in this area in Papua. It's Kyle will find it. Yeah, just these crazy mountains. It's called like the Death Mountains or something, just to give you an idea. And yeah, literally, it was the researcher said it was the last card, Papua's Cyclops Mountain. Yeah, I
Cyclops
told you it had a
Mountains.
crazy
Yeah.
name.
It's like right out
Uh,
of a movie.
Yeah, you're gonna get zapped with an eye laser.
but yeah, 3 years of planning, 4 weeks, a month in the field, setting out trail cameras, and the researcher said it was like I think he said it was the last card on the last camera, right? Which is like
Wow.
TV world, it's how Patrick and I always make it look, even though sometimes it happened on like, the second card we checked. But
Right.
Sure.
yeah, this is literally
Wow.
on the last card of the last trail camera, and there's this funny dude just chilling, just cruising through.
Awesome.
Big
It's
news.
awesome to see the actual video, man.
Right? How cool is that? First
That's
time
so
in
cool.
60 years.
Wow.
Um,
Wow.
and it was an animal we had on our list, on our short list for season 3. But very cool. I thought it was amazing to have that discovery, to see it. That animal was named after Sir David Attenborough from a single existing museum specimen at a Dutch Natural History Museum. The guy was an Attenborough fan and named it Attenborough's long-beaked echidna. And then nobody had ever seen one. It
Interesting.
was just sitting in a museum
Ah.
in Dutch museum. And then they went out and found this one.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Pat, any news stories that you found particularly
No,
interesting?
I'm gonna paint a picture for you guys. I want to introduce a new segment here.
Okay.
Nice.
This segment is called Papa P's Butterfly Effect.
Oh, I love it. I love the butterfly effect.
What's your understanding of what the butterfly effect is?
So that means basically very small things that happen in your existence can have a very large effect. So for example, the reason it's called the butterfly effect is a butterfly flapping its wings in Detroit can cause the apocalypse for elephants.
Unintended consequences.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a ripple effect.
Ripple.
Yeah, man imprints his sticky fingerprints on nature, and there
Yes.
are unintended consequences. I'm going to take you back. Kyle, maybe can add some spooky mystery music here. I'm going to take you back to 1932.
Okay.
The British have colonized Tanzania.
Okay.
Okay. They've brought livestock with them. Along with the livestock comes a virus called rinderpest.
Rinderpest.
Okay, so this is something that basically affects livestock. Killing the livestock here in Tanzania, where they've given away free farmland to British colonists.
Okay.
And in a place, the Nyambe district in Tanzania, you have villagers who have lived there for thousands of years. Now, on the their village is getting bigger as the British colonists are building farms.
Okay.
Rinderpest is run rampant.
Rinderpest.
What do you think the British colonists do to try and combat this rinderpest? What would be a sensible move?
What year is this?
1832.
And it's a what is it? It's a disease.
Yeah, it's a livestock disease that's killing their cows.
So not like it's not through ticks or fleas.
No.
Okay. What do they do to combat this? They geez, I don't know. They kill all their cows and start over.
That's definitely what I was gonna guess.
No, instead, what they did was they loaded up their Rolls-Royce safari vehicles that they used to use back then
Delightful.
with a bunch of people, big rifles. They went around and they killed every single thing with hooves that they could find.
Oh,
So the zebras, the antelope,
That makes
the
sense.
wildebeest. They kill all the wild animals.
Hate it.
What do you think might happen as a result here?
Well, all the predators, of course, now have nothing to eat and are targeting the livestock.
Not just the livestock.
The humans, please.
People start disappearing.
Yes.
There are brazen attacks in the middle of the day.
I like this. I'm happy.
Dozens of
Actions
people
have consequences.
from this village that's close to this area where they've killed all the food are getting killed.
I'm sorry, but actions have consequences.
Now, what animal do you think might be doing this?
Lion and leopard.
I'm gonna go another human.
Interesting. So, it's chaos, right? People are actively being hunted. The big meeting is called, and the witch doctors are asked to determine whether these are real lions that are coming into town daily in the middle of the day. They're not even doing it at night,
Okay.
and are actively hunting and eating people. And they want to know, are these real lions or spirit lions? Okay. So the witch doctors determine that these are spirit lions,
Okay.
Fair.
and they're clearly being brought in by outsiders.
Human outsiders.
Yeah.
Of course.
So now people are rounded up and hung and
Jesus.
killed in the village to get rid of these spirit lions.
Uh-huh.
Didn't stop the attack.
This is
Oh,
not
really? It
Ghost in the
didn't?
Darkness. This is a whole different thing.
Not the Ghost in the Darkness story,
Wow.
no.
Okay.
So this is a crazy story, and I
It
didn't
is
know
a
about
crazy
this
story.
until
No,
recently.
it's amazing.
So for 15 years, from 1932 to 1947, a single pride of lions actively hunted people, killing over 1,500 people.
That's
Oh my
insane.
God.
1,500, and there were multiple generations of lions that learned that this is the way to hunt, until eventually a game warden who was like a trophy hunter, a guy named George Gilman Rushdie, put together a team and went out and killed the entire pride of lions.
Wow.
But
After 15 years.
1,500 people died by lion attack from this one pride of lions.
Wow.
Absolutely crazy, dude. They learned to hunt humans. And I mean, you know,
And then pass that on because
Yeah.
it's generational. Passed on, oh, this is an easy prey item. Here's how to be sneaky, everything else. It's amazing. I love stories like that. I don't know why they don't have more notoriety.
Yeah, I mean,
wow,
it's also
dude,
like,
that's
what did
crazy.
you
Talk
think
about
was
the butterfly effect.
what did you think was gonna happen, dum-dums?
Yeah, right.
Like, you go and you
Right. In
kill all
Africa.
the prey?
Yep, exactly. In Africa. It's like it's so dumb.
Hey, this is a virus that we brought with us that affects things with hooves, but just to be safe, we're gonna kill all of the stuff that was already here that doesn't have this virus.
Exactly. Yeah.
Listen, I mean, these are the things that happen when you fuck around and find out. What can you say? Like, it's not the lion's fault. I actually, although they
No,
did,
it's sad that the pride of lions had to be killed.
yeah.
Hey guys, if you're enjoying guys, if you like the Wild Times, check us out on Patreon. We put out 4 extra podcasts per month.
That's one commute a week that you're just going to be laughing and learning the whole time in the car. Hey, let me do something else. This is the late night content, the stuff that we can't show on YouTube because they'll kick us off YouTube. It's the Cinemax of podcasts. Uncensored, raw dog. It's the Cinemax of podcasts. Check it out. Link right here.
Hey, Brosners, thank you for being loyal subscribers. We appreciate everything that you do. And now we have a membership offer for you.
I think you can get ad-free episodes, I heard.
That's pretty big.
Ad-free's big, but you can also get your comments looked at so we don't have to sift through the millions.
How do you do
Comments
that?
there.
Is there some sort of badge system?
There's a badge system, a loyalty badge. Boom. Shows up next to your name in the comments. Boom. We read the comment.
All this badge talks make I'm going to the badge store.
He's going to
You're
get
a
a badge.
badger.
He's gonna buy one. Didn't earn it. He's gonna buy one.
He did a fake leave.
I assumed Kyle would know to cut
Embarrassing.
on the motion.
All right, let's cut now. That's our ad. Well, you know what, Pat? That's like the opposite of a great outdoor moment.
That's a bad outdoor
That's
moment.
a bad outdoor moment.
Yeah.
But as you all know, we have had some games going on with your opportunity to win one of these delightful Leatherman arcs. And what do we call this game? Great outdoor moments, right?
Outdoor moments brought to
Yeah.
you by Leatherman.
Yeah.
Dude, we've
great
gotten
outdoor moments.
so many submissions. I think like over 400. It's crazy.
Well,
Yeah.
fortunately, we narrowed it down to 3.
Took
So-
a lot of time.
It was like reading a book, by the way. It was like
It
reading
took
a
very-
book.
forever.
Very fun though. More fun than going to school. I'll say that.
So
Here's
let's
the
do
other
this.
thing. I thought
no,
some
go ahead.
people were going to make shit up. Every submission I think was a real story. I didn't see any that I felt were like embellished or made up.
Well, nothing was like super outlandish. They were all like pretty genuine. It was like, oh, nice.
Thanks to
yeah, I like
everyone
that.
who submitted, but we have
Yes.
narrowed it down to our 3 finalists, which we will read.
Yep.
And then we are going to let the listeners and viewers vote. Whoever gets the most votes wins the Leatherman arc in time for the holidays.
Kyle, how do they vote?
Why, Kyle?
Just comment down below and in the comments on the YouTube, the Spotify, whatever. Just comment down below, and we'll give you a little word to choose for each one, and yeah, we'll tally them up.
All right.
All
I'll
right.
go first.
I didn't mean
Go
for him
ahead,
to come on
Forrest.
camera like that. That was
That was very uncomfortable for everyone.
Just kidding. All right.
All right.
Top 3 finalists, outdoor moments from our listeners and viewers. What do you got for us?
All right. First story submitted by Darby at DRBY. Here's the moment. On a Boy Scout, I'm gonna set the scene.
Start
here,
again?
okay?
We'll start
Yeah,
again.
Scene,
but I'm gonna
baby.
set it up. I gotta read it slowly. I gotta tell it like a story.
Smooth tongue that shit.
Yeah, smooth it. On a Boy Scout campout, a kid was pretending to be a bear by scaring campers from outside their tent. One night, later in the week, he hears grunting outside of his own tent. Thinking it was other kids getting revenge, he throws a wild punch and clocks an actual bear in the nose. The bear knocked his tent down, but the kid was unscathed. I think he learned a lesson. Short,
Wow, that
simple,
is
sweet. How
Now
funny
look,
is imagine just
impactful.
imagine thinking your friends are teasing you and you punch a black bear through the canvas of your tent. I think that's
it
amazing.
just made me laugh, and that was why it got one of my votes to be the finalist.
Yep,
It's
same.
the idea of like, number one, I'm a jerk because I'm going around scaring everyone with pretending to be a bear.
Love
Yeah.
it.
But the second someone does it to me, I throw a wild haymaker into the darkness
Right,
and punch a
right,
bear in the
and
mouth.
punch a bear in the mouth. All right, so if you like that story, and there are 2 more coming, comment Boy Scout. You're gonna comment Boy Scout in the comments to vote for that person, Darby, to be the winner. What else we
Okay.
got?
This is from at Brendan Bueller 1415.
Bueller.
When I graduated high school, I took a trip to the Mayan jungle by myself at age 19. I went on a tour where we rappelled down into the world's longest underground river. Then we snorkeled for a few hours through the cave with headlamps. It was a surreal experience and love that I took a leap out of my comfort zone and went by myself.
Love it. That's how it starts, right? And that's what I love about this story. It's not like, "Oh my god, this crazy thing happened." It's just like, I did something on my own for myself, put myself
Exactly.
out of my comfort zone. I love it. I love it.
Take
That's
some
how it all
balls. You're
starts.
traveling to Central America when you're 19, fresh
Yep,
out of high school. You got some history in there. You're seeing Mayan relics. You're
great,
floating the river. You're doing some snorkeling in the cenote.
great.
It's just something I want to do.
Yeah.
Yep,
This is why it got one of my votes.
I
Sounds
love
like
it.
a
I
great
love it. How
experience.
would you vote for this if you were a listener?
I would write the word cave.
Nice.
So we got Boy Scout and Cave. So
Yep,
we
very
got
good.
one more story here by Johnny Oscar 3521. I'll never forget one fall while moose hunting out on a tree stand at dawn. When all of a sudden a pack of wolves start howling far out in the distance, where I then say to my friend hunting with me, "Want me to call it in?" As a joke, I start howling, mimicking the wolves I'm hearing when the whole pack stops howling except for one. As it gets closer and closer, I decide to get out of the tree stand to see it on the ground up close and personal. No more than 15 minutes of howling back and forth later, the large male wolf appeared over a hill, staring down at the two of us, no more than 20 yards away. Where I then turned to my friend and I said, "Told ya. Told ya." Yeah,
Love it.
I mean, this one ridiculous
Pushing
because
it.
I
Just
remember
pushing it.
episode 1 or 2 of this podcast, Forrest did the most realistic wolf howl I've ever heard. And when I was editing that one, my dog started howling the most wolf like howl I've ever heard, like straight through connected howling. And I was just like, wow, dude, the howling actually works.
I love it. So
It's one of my favorite moments from any shoot we were ever on was Southern Rocky Mountain Wolf. We were playing wolf calls over big speakers, whatever, and then you're just sitting at the campfire cooking up some rabbit,
yep.
and you just started doing the manual wolf howl, and I think it was probably mostly coyotes, but like
Getting a
just a
response.
cacophony of
Yeah.
response, in
Crazy.
these snowy ass mountains. It was awesome.
Pretty
Yeah.
awesome.
Very cool bonding with
Do
nature.
you want to
Seeing,
vote?
seeing a wolf in the wild.
Oh
was
my
So
God,
sick.
dude.
so cool.
And just pushing it too, being like, "Yeah, fuck it, I'm gonna get them to come in." I love it.
Forrest, would you be
Yeah.
afraid if you did this and you encountered 3 wolves?
If they were howling at the moon, like on Dwight's cool T-shirt from The Office, no. But no. It just depends. I mean, not really. Wolves don't, really kill people, so no, I wouldn't really be afraid if I was surrounded by a
I
bunch
would
of
be.
wolves by myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't be stoked. But no, I mean, getting to see a wolf in the distance would be amazing.
Well,
You
if you
get
want to, oh,
you get a pretty good sense of if the wolf thinks you're food or not, right?
Yeah,
And they
exactly.
they don't.
or
You'd
if
have
you're
to
just
be in
like singing a duet, it's either a duet singing or you hear food. One of the two. If you want to vote for
Yeah.
Johnny Oscar 3521 and his wolf story, comment wolf in the comments.
All right, so you got your instructions. Go into the comments. You got Boy Scout, Cave, and Wolf. Make a comment. We're going to tally the votes. Winner is going to get one of these amazing Leatherman arc tools just in time for Christmas. Something you definitely want. They're
And hey,
badass.
if you don't,
And if you're not,
regift it.
yeah, if you're not in the top 3, but you still want an arc built with premium materials, it's the first ever multi-tool to have a Magna cut steel blade with superior edge retention and durability. Just go to the link; it's right there.
That's
Pretty
it.
fucking cool.
Bam. Shop now. Check it out.
Thank you, Leatherman, dude. We got so many amazing stories. Legit. We should post these stories as like a book that people can read or throw it out there so everybody can
Outdoor
see all these
moments.
stories. Outdoor moments, baby.
Outdoor.
I heard you got a game, Forrest.
I got a game. You want to play
Is
a
there
game?
I-
Yeah.
I'm
Producer
sniffing a
Edwin
game.
put it together. All right.
Smell
Here's
a
the
game.
thing. I don't know the answers because I think this is the best way to do it. So, Kyle, go to the animal picks game or whatever it's called, animal features game. And the game works like this. We played it once before. If you're only listening on Spotify, you're an idiot. Stare at your phone while driving and
You're
watch.
not an idiot.
No, you are. You are. You need to, while going very fast down the freeway,
No, you
watch
don't.
your cell phone
Please
and see
don't
how
do
this
that.
works.
No.
So Kyle's going to pull up a picture. We're all going to analyze what it is. 3 pictures to get to the answer of what the animal is from some sort of macro shot of the creature.
This
Here we
game
go.
is very fun.
And very hard.
Yes, not as hard as the Animal Skull game though.
True. All right. Kyle, pull
There
up
we
the
go.
pic of the first animal.
Kangaroo. Boom. Got it.
That is a hairy chest of one of the guys I partied with on Saturday night.
What do you actually think it is?
A primate. I don't know what kind, but a primate for sure.
Kangaroo's
Yeah.
not a primate, mate.
Negative.
I feel like it's one of those monkeys that like hangs out in those natural hot tubs.
Ooh, yeah.
Is that
little-
does he have a little white goatee there? Is that what I'm seeing
yeah,
there?
for sure.
Yeah.
That's definitely what
Okay.
that is. Okay,
Alright.
so we got 1 for kangaroo, 2 for monkey, but not sure what kind yet. Kyle, let's get another pick.
Picture number 2 coming our way. What? Oh, the eyes.
Definitely a primate.
That's a cryptid. I mean, that is a demon of some sort. Are you kidding me? Yeah.
I might know what. No. Yeah, it's definitely a primate. That's all I know so far.
If you had to take a guess between those 2 images, what primate would you pick?
Yellowish fur.
Very creepy eyes.
I mean, it's a monkey and not an ape, but is it? Yeah, it's a monkey.
You
I don't know.
The
I don't know yet.
wrinkles on its. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Pat.
No.
You
No.
got a guess?
No, I thought I did, but I don't.
Peter, you got a guess?
Well, I was just gonna say the wrinkles on its like bridge of its nose right there are really like creeping me out.
I like it. Looks old.
It's like a mealworm.
Let's see if picture number 3 is going to do it for us. I
All
wonder
right,
how many
see.
Brosners already have figured this out. Like all of them. Oh,
Oh,
well,
it's
that's-
Dick.
It's Stick. I know what it is.
I know what it is.
I know what it
Yeah.
is.
right.
Probiscus.
Yep. Proboscis
Okay.
monkey. All right.
What
yeah.
a nose on that.
Pick
What
3
a
was a
honker.
game changer. Yeah. That all adds up. That all adds up.
Hey, Edwin, thanks for
Dick.
doing it better this time.
Yeah.
With the giveaway answer at the end. And
Yeah,
not too
nice.
hard answers,
Nice. All right. Nobody got it early, which is good.
which is great. We're
Yep.
all dum
Yep.
dums.
We're all at 0 points.
All right, what have we got next for the animal assets game? What do we call it? Animal appendages.
Ooh, all right. So it's an eye.
Beautiful eye, sexy.
Looks deerish, like with
Deerish.
that little brow. Doesn't it look deerish?
Look at those eyelashes.
Yeah, beautiful
Little twang
eyelashes.
of blue in there. Oh my goodness.
Some sort of
Okay.
like a gazelle.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of things it could be. I'm cheating. I'm looking at my poster on my wall of African animals.
See, this one's tough because, like, it's in that deer family, but it could be one of 1,000 animals.
People
easily.
people pay thousands of dollars for eyelashes like this.
I'm gonna take a first guess.
What do you got?
Nyala. I'm gonna guess it's a Nyala. Kyle,
Okay.
can you confirm or deny? Nope. He's spelled
No,
wrong. I'm an
incorrect
idiot.
for
Nope,
us.
I'm
Next
wrong.
picture.
Next picture.
So
What do
we've
we
got
got?
Okay.
Oh,
Some
okay.
fun little
I know what it is.
Yeah,
All right.
because of those are the horns,
Those
right?
are
Or
the horns.
ears?
Yeah. How
short
about this?
little horns.
Before I give it away, very close relative of the giraffe. For anybody watching.
Okay, next picture. Since Peter and I don't know.
No idea. Ru-
Little stripy bum.
Well, I mean, obviously.
Ah, that's a giveaway.
What's that? Is it a zebra?
It's
Nope.
an okapi.
There we go.
Ah.
There we go.
Very cool. When you these are fun
Yeah.
to look at the zoo.
They
So
are. They're unbelievable.
An okapi has a zebra butt.
It does.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's got a
Hey.
delightful zebra butt. What is
Yep.
it? I forget. Is that something to do with keeping flies off them? The
I
stripes?
think it's camouflage in the jungle because they hang out in like deep, dense jungle. They're basically a jungle giraffe from the Congo.
Okay.
You
I
know,
don't know. Look it up. I could be wrong.
I read a crazy fact about zebras that I'm probably going to butcher, but it basically it said that zebras are actually all black with white stripes, which I found fascinating. For some reason, it blew my mind. Instead of all white with black stripes.
I think they touch on that in the movie Madagascar, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, you're right. It's camouflage that somehow it camouflages them when they're in the dense rainforest and the
Yeah.
way that light filters down to the ground level.
like
creates-
shadows and sunbeams. But I know what you're
Yeah.
talking about. They did a study on zebra where they basically painted them black or they painted them white, and then the ones that had black and white striping for whatever reason had a zillion less flies on them. So there
Wow.
is
Okay.
there is some kind of study about like the black and white and how it confuses flies versus just being a solid color.
Yeah.
I could definitely say, like, if I'm fucking out and I have a bright ass normal white shirt on, I get harassed by mosquitoes. Whereas,
There you
I
go.
mean, black shirt on, it's less, but the white shirt is like insane, dude.
Yep. Yep. All right, next one. Next one. What do we got, Kyle?
Colors, man. All
Ooh.
right. This is
Reptile eye.
Yeah,
what,
some
dude? This
sort.
is a gray alien. Up.
I mean, you got
Very odd shaped pupil.
yeah, pretty off. It's got some scales around the eyeball there. See the skin? It's got to be a
Yeah.
reptile. Got to be a reptile.
Dude,
Don't know what it is.
The area that's normally the whites of the eyes around the pupil on this animal it's like it looks like it's lizard scales even in that area. That's crazy.
I'm going iguana of some kind. I don't know. Let's move on.
I'm going California wall lizard.
Fence lizard.
Yeah.
So now we've got some yellowy scales with brown spots, like leopard spots on this
Oh,
reptile.
I know what it is
All right,
because
Joe
of what Patrick just said. I know what it is.
Pat, any guess?
The melanoma lizard. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, those look like melanoma moles. I got nothing.
I'm gonna say what it is and see if you guys know what it is just from the word.
okay.
It's a leopard epaulet.
Is it a fish?
All right. Well, Kyle confirmed I am right.
All right, let me see the next picture.
Oh, wow.
It's a fish.
It is a fish.
It's a shark.
A shark.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Wow, dude, the eyes still.
Yeah. The eyes
Crazy.
grew me for sure. I definitely thought it was a reptile. I didn't realize that was an underwater pig. Yeah, there we go.
What a beautiful creature there.
Yeah, and the shark's not bad either.
For those
What
that are
is that
listening, it's a
smirk,
picture of
Forrest?
Forrest holding one of these.
I don't know who was directing you there. Were they just like, all right, Forrest, hold the epaulette, turn to camera, and then do a jerk smirk?
yeah, I don't
smirk.
know. It's very off-putting. I'm not sure why I look like. There's a reason I've never posted that photograph.
it's a good picture.
It looks like someone edited out a corncob pipe that was in your mouth.
I know. I don't know why I look so. I look very constipated.
It looks like you had an old timey accent in that.
Corncob
Needed
pipe.
a monocle. Kyle, was that the last one? Was there another one? I don't recall.
Oh,
He's got two more. All right, let's
Two more.
get through. Let's do this.
Excellent.
These are
Yeah,
fun.
I like this
Excellent.
game a lot.
I will never get one of these.
Nah,
Well, I guess I got to copy. But...
you did. You did.
yeah.
Two more.
All
All
right,
right, let's
next
go,
one,
Kyle.
Kyle.
Next one up.
All right, crazy
this one-
eye,
Definitely a reptile. No question.
crazy
Dude.
eye, all sorts of colors around the eye. Next picture.
Hold on. I want to look at this eye for a second. It looks like
Sure.
That makes
a.
good radio. You looking at an eye.
I'm going to talk about the eye for those that are just listening. So the eyeball here looks like a psychic's crystal ball somehow.
Okay.
There you
Do you go to psychic offices often?
He
No,
must.
I do televisits with them.
Gotcha.
Televisits.
All right, next picture since I got scared. Okay. This
I'm
is some
sticking with reptile. It's definitely a reptile. So
It's
White
gotta be
and
a
orange
snake, right?
lumps. That's a snake. That's a snake. Is that a snake?
it looks like it. It looks like a sidewinder. Like the patterning's pretty similar to a sidewinder. But the
got to be a snake.
All right.
I'm gonna
Next.
say lizard just because
Next.
you're both saying snake, but I don't know what.
All right, let's see the give it away answer.
Nope.
Okay, well, a
Ah,
gecko.
definitely
Oh,
a snake.
Yeah. that's a
Snakes have
snake
feet like
foot.
that.
Yeah. Um,
That is a cool ass foot, by the way.
I do know what it is.
Let me guess first.
Okay.
It's called the yellow leopard gecko.
I
Good
gotta
guess.
guess too. Oh wait, did you get it right?
No, that's not a thing, but
No,
it's a
I
good
made it
guess.
I'm
up.
gonna call it
but-
the yellow leopard skink.
Okay. What if I make the noise that it makes, then
Yeah,
I
we'll
want
get
you
it.
to try and guess its name.
Yeah, immediately we'll get it. Let's hear it.
Toke, toke,
It's a tauke lizard.
A talkie talkie.
toke.
It's a toke lizard.
Yep, you got it.
That's right.
It is. It's a
Now, why
toke
is it
gecko
called toke?
because they make
I'm
that sound.
kidding.
Yeah. Yep. Toke gecko.
Beautiful,
Toke.
beautiful creature, dude. The eyeballs.
Fierce. Fierce.
Toke.
Fierce. Nasty. Mean.
Really?
Angry
Really?
animals. So mean.
I love
Yeah.
that about them.
They get
So, like,
big,
you-
by the way. They're like this big. It's like I think
It's like a foot long gecko.
like a
Damn.
foot long gecko. Beautiful. And yeah, you're hanging out in Indonesia and you're like fast asleep, and then you'll just hear "Toke!" at like full volume, and you're like, "What the
Yes.
fuck?" Yeah.
So
That's
they're known. They
crazy.
just come right up to your ear when you're sleeping and say it right inside the
No,
hole.
they do it on
Toke.
do it on your walls, but it's incredibly loud and they're just mean as shit too.
What's
Also,
worse, the toke gecko, or the pheasant that you have at your house?
Oh, the guinea fowl.
Yeah.
No, the guinea fowl are like one of the worst creations on God's green earth. They're
At
awful.
least the toke says some word.
Yeah,
the guinea
and
fowl
like
are just like.
yeah, dude, they're awful. They're heinous. All right, Kyle, we got one more. Yes.
Edwin's definitely going to take that sound you just made, Peter, and do something with it at some point.
I love
All right.
Edwin.
So we've got
Right.
some eyes that could be. These could be on a wolf. These could be on a. I don't know what this is.
I'm
Got
saying
a little
hyena. Hyena out
discharge
the
on
gate.
the eye.
Oh, I think you got it, Forrest.
I'm gonna go
Kyle, hyena?
Tasmanian devil.
Kyle, hyena. Nope. Okay, not there.
All right. Next picture, please. I thought you got it right with that.
Oh, now
Ooh.
it definitely looks like a hyena, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
So
Kyle, you're positive it's not a hyena?
Now that tongue, I remember it from The Lion King.
I've never seen the tongue of a
It's-
Wolverine, but between the eyes
Oh.
and the mouth shape, I'm kind of.
I know what this is.
You do?
I think it's a honey badger.
Okay,
Ooh, look at
good.
the tongue. Look at all the
Kyle,
white speckles
anybody there
on
yet?
there.
Nope.
Nope. All
By the way,
right,
that
I've
nose
seen a
is so
long tongue.
shiny. How good does it feel to see a nice shiny nose in the holiday season on an animal? It really
Interesting.
Just
Okay.
a
Wet.
good wet nose.
I love it. The animal's healthy.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I know what it is now.
I still think
An
it's a hyena.
African wild dog.
No, good guess. It's a very bizarre creature. One of my favorite animals.
Really?
Very, very bizarre creature.
What is it?
It is an African animal. I don't know if you guys are going to get it. It's an aardwolf. Ever heard of an
Aardwolf.
aardwolf?
No.
Only in Game of Thrones.
That.
Dude, it looks like a hyena. It really does.
So it's basically a wild dog and a hyena mated.
Pretty
and
much.
created this.
Pretty much.
Ah,
Yeah, pretty much.
okay.
I don't, that, without the body, I don't know how anybody.
Are
would
they
have done that.
related to hyenas?
It is in the same family as a hyena, but there's something about them, they're standalone. I forget what it is, but they're their own sort of genetic lineage. But same family, same Hyenidae, I think it is.
Yep.
Yeah, a very, very cool animal. Very cryptic, very hard to see. They don't have sort of that like aggressive nature of hyenas. You even see in the jaw, it's not like that thick square jaw. It's like a
Yeah.
much more sort of foxy face. Yeah, very, very different animal.
Very interesting.
Love it. Love that.
Didn't know that
game.
existed.
Yeah.
I got my kid an overpriced hyena stuffed animal,
Nice.
like because it's from like National Geographic or something. So it's
Yeah.
like where normal stuffed animals,
God.
$4.
Yeah. Yeah.
Has never shown interest in it. It's just in a bin in the closet.
Dude,
Um,
there's a website I'm trying to find. I think it's called Gage Beasley
Mhm.
Stuffies. Let me look it up. Kyle, maybe you can pull this up. Gage
Is-
Beasley.
Is that where you got your blobfish, Peter?
Yes, yeah. Check it out.
Ah.
Gage Beasley. Kyle, check
Wife
Gage
got it for
Beasley
me, so I don't
shop.
know.
Look at this. I love this place. I've bought probably 20 way overpriced stuffies from this place in my life because they just make all the weirdest animals. which
Yeah,
is the
yeah,
best.
yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Smart.
Not
Yeah.
a sponsor.
No, not a sponsor. I have no affiliation whatsoever. But look at that. You want a poison dart frog?
Right.
A star nose mole stuffy? This is where you go.
This is Starno's
Oh,
mole.
sea
cuttlefish.
creatures. Yeah. Good Christmas gifts, by the way. Goblin shark. Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
I'm obviously gonna.
I just got my
Anglerfish.
son that.
Oh,
See
the
the giant
anglerfish is
isopod?
sick.
Scroll up, see the
Yeah.
giant isopod? Nope, not that one, you dum dum.
No, I call that anglerfish.
Poor
Oh,
Kyle.
yeah, that one. I just got that from my son. He loves it. He sleeps it's grotesque. It's like, look
Bro,
at it. Yeah.
is that $130? Oh, $50.
No,
Got
50
it.
bucks, 50 bucks.
Okay. How much is the anglerfish? I'm definitely getting that immediately for myself.
40 bucks.
Oh, 30 at the low price of 35.
Dude,
I
throw
love
that
how
on your desk.
the teeth are sharp on it too. It's beautiful rendition. It looks exactly like an anglerfish, which is horrific.
I wonder, I'm gonna see if I can get a taxidermied anglerfish.
Yeah, I still love this idea.
eBay, baby. Go
Love
on
this
eBay.
idea.
All right.
Yeah.
I've got a prop
Okay.
that I'm gonna use to introduce our guest who's been
Ooh.
waiting for the last 45 minutes.
I like that. Let's see what it is.
So I'm sitting here in my office, on my fine mahogany desk that I'm
Mm.
using this week,
Many leather-bound books.
and I use this.
Ooh,
Ooh.
the brackish box, dude.
What do you mean
The
you
box
what do you mean
that
you
my-
use it? For
I
what?
use the box that my bow tie came in,
Mhm.
Yeah.
as my coaster on my desk.
Oh, look at that. That's nice.
Yeah,
Very elegant. Do you give it a little sniff, little pine sniff every once in a while?
I sniff it
Ah,
Beautiful
more than I
box.
should. I alternate between the box and then a racquetball that I cut in half.
such a good smell. That chemically racquetball smell. Yeah.
But it reminds me that we have a guest who's been waiting this entire time
Yep.
for us. The founder of Brackish, longtime sponsor of the Wild Times.
Mhm.
Bring him on. Ben's here.
What's up, fellas? It's an honor to be with y'all today. Thank
Hello.
you so much for having me.
What's up, Ben?
Welcome.
Can't say it. Hope y'all can.
Um,
It looks great. Lovely room there.
Yeah, what is this room that you're in?
This is my office. This is Brackish headquarters, Columbia. You know, everything is here in South Carolina. And I'm the co-founder of Brackish. You know, I'm the freshwater of Brackish. Jeff Plotner, the other co-founder, he's the saltwater. And when we came together to make a company, fresh and saltwater mixing together, formed Brackish Water. So that's how the company name got started. So I'm sitting up here in Columbia. This is where my studio, kind of where I design everything, where I come to get away from everything and just kind of just let my imagination flow and start to play with feathers. It's kind of been an unbelievable dream to come to fruition here, that I have to pinch myself every day that I get to wake up and play with feathers. So it's something that's not run of your mill.
Yeah.
Also,
No.
by the way, when you leave California and you move to the Carolinas, you immediately are gifted a man cave that looks like that. It's something that you get when you move out of the state of California. Yeah.
It's funny, man. The more people that because my mom lives in South Carolina and I have some friends that moved to like Asheville, North Carolina.
Yeah.
Everyone's got a cool room like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
None of us have a room like this.
No, it costs an extra $800,000 to buy
Yeah,
a
exactly.
house with a
My,
room.
my
extra
child
room.
sleeps on a floor because we can't get another room. Yeah. There's no man caves in Southern California. No one
No.
can afford such things.
Well, I tell you, this one all happened by chance. I didn't build it. This house was built back in the 50s. My wife and I bought this house. I bought this house right before I married my wife 16 years ago last Friday. We got
Congrats.
married, and that's where I gave the first bow tie away. But this room's come through a lot. This used to be a just a catch-all storage room, and then as we had children and had the boys, I needed a space to get creative still in, and working from home has its challenges, but and it's not a bad place to come to retreat. And our lot's a little bit different than most of Columbia. Most of Columbia is very flat in topography, but we have a beautiful rolling kind of up here on a knoll. And so when the home builder, I guess back in the 50s, 60s, I guess he, as opposed to grading out the lot, he just decided to pop a basement, which is pretty rare in this area. So it's pretty unique for sure. It definitely has my wife's loving touches on it. But then, of course, as you can see, I've got my fingerprints all over it as well.
You and Forrest both have a man cave that your wives built for you.
correct.
Can you guys link my wife up with your wives?
Here's the thing, though, Peter. I'm guessing Ben's wife made his out of love. My wife made mine out of spite because she no longer
Right.
wanted me anywhere near the house. So you gotta pick your
exactly.
poison here.
True.
All right. So a lot of our listeners, Ben, are, 18 to 35, passionate about the outdoors, adventure, wildlife. And they're like, how can I do this for work? How can
Yeah.
I take the thing I love
Yeah.
and do it and make money? How did it work for you going from someone who's an outdoor enthusiast to like, I'm going to make this my job?
Yeah, that's a great question, and I have to tell you with complete honesty, it all happened by chance. I 16 years ago, last weekend, I gave the gift of a feather bow tie to my groomsmen, something that showed how much of an impact they had on my life, so much something to show them how much I love them, and just incorporate a touch of the outdoors. So I've grown up hunting and fishing, fly fishing, tying fly arrows, making fletchings for arrows here. So it came very naturally to me. I've always gravitated towards the outdoors, always felt most at home in the outdoors and felt most comfortable outside. But when I wanted to come and I wanted to give this gift, my wife said, I'm not so sure I'm going to have feathers on a bow tie in my wedding because it never been done. It's truly never been done. And so she said, you can wear them, but you have to you're going to wear it at like a kind of a engagement party. And so I made a prototype and wore it to the engagement party. And after about the 15th person asking where I bought it from because they wanted one for their son or their father or you just loved it, I kept looking at my wife and saying, you hear this? You hear this? And so after about halfway through the night, she said, okay, you can do your feather bow ties for your groomsmen's gifts. Well,
Nice.
yeah. And so it all just, life's little twists and turns. You never quite know just those little minute decisions along life's path, where it could take you. Because if she had said no, I'd have never put up a fight and the whole thing never happens. And so,
Yeah.
yes, that-
But Ben, I'm going to push back on that. Here's the thing. Yes, that's true, but you're the one who sees the opportunity. And I always think that life is about exploiting opportunities, right? You saw that this is something that people like, and then you turn it into a full-fledged business. That's very
that's
different from
correct.
being
You
like,
get to
yeah, I
get-
made 6 and was like, yeah, people like them. Now I make them for my buddies. That's a whole different thing.
That's how our
Yeah,
podcast
well, yeah, see,
started.
that's
in
that's
fact.
where the genius comes in behind this. I am not the brains of this organization. Jeff is for sure. I come up with some creative. I'm creative, very creative, and that's what Jeff encourages me to do. He always is supporting me to get out there and just come up with the most outlandish ideas for our product lines and just how to incorporate feathers. But he is the one that because I was making a few hundred, every year, just for fathers, for birthdays, for a few weddings around Columbia. But every time Jeff wore them after the wedding, he was one of the recipients of the original bow tie. He kept getting asked, like, where are you getting that? Where'd you make that? Like, I want one of those. And so he came to me one day and I could see the drive, determination, and he had this vision in his eyes that he was in law school at the time. And he said, listen, I think if you make them, I can sell them and we can really form a company. And so he was the one who said, you can get this a lot bigger than out of your garage or out of your basement, rather. And so from that, we just said, okay. So I was working a full-time job. I was building hospitals, ambulatory surgery centers, and medical office buildings all across the Southeast for a healthcare REIT out of Charlotte. And I would work nights and weekends. I'd come home and make bow ties, and Jeff would hit the road and sell them. And so it was really very organic how this thing grew. And it just kept mounting and building and building and building. And sure enough, with the two of us paired together, it's reached a level that I have to pinch myself every day. I can't believe that this is what we have and what we've created because there was no blueprint. There was no
Right.
blueprint, and it was literally just a passion for the outdoors, a passion for repurposing the beauty of Mother Nature's paintbrush. I think that that's something that in this fast-paced life that we have with the phones and the technology and everything like that, people just don't slow down enough to really pay attention to the little details. And I find that the beauty around us is in the little details. And they surround us every day, whether it's down at your local park, taking a walk down the street, or just out in your front yard or backyard.
Absolutely.
It is absolutely breathtaking when you stop and just take a moment just to be present and just notice what's going on around you. And that's where this all started. I love just sitting and being quiet and just watching, the woods come alive in the morning. I think there's no place else I'd rather be than watching a sunrise over the Santee Delta or something like that. Down at Edisto Beach, I love watching the sun come up over the beach there, over the ocean, and then watching a sunset over the Blue Ridge Mountains up there in North Carolina, South
I'm
Carolina.
a bit
border.
jealous. I'm
yeah,
kind of
it's
jealous of your life a little bit.
it's pretty amazing. I have to pinch myself every day that it's not a dream. But
when you were just describing all those environments, I was just smelling them because I love being out in nature, like in the woods. You just take a big whiff and it's just like, well, except around here, it smells like sewage. But if you're like out in actual, in a forest, that's like not a man-made piece of shit, you're like, oh dude. And it just hits you and it like invigorates you, man.
It does.
All right, so
I think it's the stuff. It's fuel for life. It's fuel for life. It's fuel for me. It fuels my fire. I get outdoors every chance I get. I think that you can learn a lot of great life lessons. I bring both my boys up outdoors. stewardship, responsibility, ethics, all those things come into play when you're outdoors. And you always want to leave it better than you found it, whether you're on a creek, a river, a pond, an ocean, any waterway, any body of water, any body of land. I always try to leave it better than I found it. We plant trees. We do a lot of things to improve what we have, and we're just stewards of it.
Yeah.
It's not ours because we're all going to pass at some point. So we're really prepping this for my kids and their kids and my grandkids, and so it's going to just kind of just keep going. And I think that you always try to strive for leaving it better than you found it, and imparting a little bit of stewardship on our what we've been charged with of taking care of Mother Nature here, because she takes good care of us. And it's an honor to go out there and spread that kind of word, and to be involved at this level where to go out to the woods is something I get to say I do for work is pretty surreal.
Yeah, man.
A lot of
Well,
people.
so Forrest has made his, Forrest and I first met when we were coming up with the idea for a TV show where we went out and searched for extinct animals. Since then, Forrest has done a lot of expeditions looking for rare animals. So, Ben, I'm going to pitch you something here. And actually, I'm going to make my partner, Forrest Galante, pitch it to you.
Here
All
we
right.
go.
Forrest,
Yeah.
you're going to go on an expedition around the world.
Yep.
You're going to find the feathers
Yeah.
of 3 very rare
Ooh.
birds to
Okay.
make a beautiful bow tie for Ben's company, Brackish.
Okay.
Could you go ahead and fill Ben in on what birds' feathers you'll be searching for and where you'll be?
Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't I? So Kyle, you're gonna have to pull these up as we go. And then Ben's gonna have to tell us what kind of bow ties he would make out of these feathers, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Of course.
I hope they're not ducks, geese, hawks, owls, or anything migratory, because I won't touch them. They're
very, very rare.
You'd be amazed at all the research I've had to do, and all the feather laws and the importing and exporting of feather products. There are, a laundry list of rules and regs you have to follow, and we follow them to the T. I mean, we do not cross any of those. It's just really surreal, but I know it's in the best interest for birds around the world. But I would love to hear your list. And
All right.
Yeah, what,
Here we go.
what are you going to get for Ben here?
All right,
Forrest?
Ben, I'm going to pitch you here. All right, Ben. Well, fortunately, I've got every permit under the sun, and this is a hypothetical game. So I'm going to get for you the best feathers known to man. And I'm going to start in a selfish way with my absolute favorite bird in the world, a bird that was hunted extensively for its feathers by Shaka Zulu because he wanted a headdress made entirely out of lilac-breasted roller feathers. My favorite bird in the whole world.
Wow.
I'm gonna pull that up.
Let's take a look.
And Kyle's not going
And
to.
where will you be searching for this bird?
In my home country of Zimbabwe, which is very fortunate, very easy for me. It's not the most rare bird in the world. However, look at the feathers.
Ooh.
The
Wow.
plumage
Beautiful
on the
bird.
animal. Nobody needs to dye anything. I'm going to go out. I'm going to find the lilac-breasted roller. I'm going to bop it on the head.
So are you making this bow tie will be made for Elton John then?
Well, that's not up to me, actually. I'm just the feather mercenary here. That's up to Ben. So,
All right. So that's the first one. And then obviously we're making a full 1 hour of programming. So you'll have to find 2 more birds also.
Indeed. Yeah. Well, second up, what I would say is maybe the most beautiful bird in the world. While I love the lilac-breasted roller, I will then be heading to Costa Rica to look for feathers of the resplendent quetzal.
Okay.
Resplendent Quetzal.
Resplendent.
Resplendent, Peter.
Is that related to
Resplendent
the
Quetzal.
Wetzel's pretzels that we find in the mall?
It is.
Of course.
Oh, look at this.
Wow.
That go Kyle, bottom or second photo or second row, first photo, either one. Show that tail plumage that they have there. You can do a lot with that. Go left one.
That's a beautiful bird.
Yeah, pull that up. Kyle. Come on, what are you doing with these baby photos? It's not your
For those who are only listening, just do yourself a favor. Google resplendent Quetzal and look at the colors on this thing.
and if you don't
Crazy.
make one typo, you're lying because nobody can spell resplendent Quetzal.
Google fix that.
All
for
right.
you.
So you've been to Zimbabwe, you've been to Costa Rica. On the final leg of the journey, where is the plane headed?
Yeah, I'm really mixing it up. I'm going for something completely different, very ugly, very bizarre, but I guarantee you I will be the only person in the world with a Hoatzin bow tie from the Amazon jungle. And for those that don't remember, Hoatzin is a bird that is standalone. it lives in the Amazon and the Orinoco Basin. Um,
Oh wow.
yeah, and it's a venomous bird. It has venomous
Really?
spines. It's super weird, super prehistoric. Only
It's
one of its genus.
got some
Um,
turkey colors going on.
there's a lot, but that's an elegant looking bird.
I like it, yeah.
The other two are like rave birds. This guy's
Yeah.
this guy's more of a black tie affair. Go to that top center photo there, Kyle. We're looking at plumage here. Look at that. You can do
Oh,
a lot
yeah.
with that. Can you not, Ben?
Beautiful.
All right, so Ben, now that Forrest has laid this out,
Yeah.
I mean, it feels like we need to do this. I mean, all the permits will
No, I
be
mean-
pulled.
I think of those 3 birds, I don't, no bird's ever hard for us to obtain a feather. So the procurement of the feather process, I have questions about the bulking that was going to be going on. And so, I don't know if those 3 are going to make the cut, but they are absolutely stunning. And that goes to what I was saying earlier. Mother Nature's paintbrush. I mean, this is millions of years of evolution. In the
Yes.
male. What's interesting about what you're saying is that you think about it, and the male's plumage in all bird species are the more vigorous, the more vibrant, the more colorful, the more splashy, because they have to do the work to attract the mate of the female, and the female typically, and there's few species that share the duty, but they usually are responsible for incubation, which means they have to sit still for long periods of time on the nest, and so they're always very dull and mottled in color, and are not very outgoing. Their colors are not very voluminous like a male would be in just about every bird species around the world. So I think it's really interesting how the birds have set up themselves through millions of years of evolution, that the male's plumage is just the most outlandish, and the females are much more subdued, just by the way that survival has taught the birds how to reproduce.
And then you get to human beings, and the males are just like disgusting, horrible.
Dude, no, look,
and the women are beautiful.
No
Exactly.
way.
That's what
No way. I got to
very
jump
honest.
in here. Hold on. I got to jump in here. You guys, you're wrong. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why right now. A couple years ago, I did a social media thing where I got like some of the big. Remember Charlie Jordan came on the pod?
Yeah.
Yeah. Gorgeous, right? She's a gorgeous gal. But I'll tell you what. I went and took like 30 of the world's biggest social media influencers to do wildlife activities around Southern California.
Mm-hmm.
While the guys were all literally carbon copies of each other, they were so dreamy. You have no idea. And the
Oh my
girls
God.
were hot. Don't get me wrong. The girls were hot. But these guys, they looked like something out of a fucking Greek statue. They were carbon. They all had the same fucking haircut, the same
Chiseled
fucking
jaw.
jawline. Literally, you couldn't listen to a fucking word they said. They were so dumb. But these were the most beautiful specimens of any organism I've ever seen. I just wanted to put them in a glass
Okay.
tank somewhere. Okay, you're
Fair
wrong.
enough.
Well,
You're
We
wrong.
don't have that around here. We don't have that around here.
Yeah. Well, look, over my shoulder, I've got my Christmas tree up. Incandescent glass bulbs found in.
Happy holidays, fellas. Hope you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving this week.
Hell
That's-
yeah.
That's true.
Well, I'll
Holiday
tell you what.
season.
Holiday party season is here.
It's
Yeah.
Right.
Started.
Yeah.
One of our brosners who submitted to our brackish contest has been chosen at random and has won a $500 gift certificate to Brackish to get their own
Huge.
stunning feather bow tie, whatever items they
Yeah, they
want.
get a lot of
full
gear for
set.
$500.
Yes,
Yeah.
you can. Look at this beauty that I've got. I'm wearing this to my Christmas party black tie.
Yeah, here we go.
Absolutely.
Solid.
Ben,
Yeah.
let's announce, man. Who
Are we ready? Are
won?
we ready?
We're ready.
Good roll. And Noah Reese, Colorado Springs, Colorado, one of my favorite states out there in the lower 48. You are the winner of the Brackish raffle. Congratulations,
Nice.
bud. I hope you
It's huge.
get some cool stuff. You get a lot of gear for $500. So happy shopping.
Yeah, you're gonna be the best dressed at whatever party you're going to. You could just wear it with a t-shirt and you'd still be the best.
Not
dressed.
not
Oh, yeah.
only that,
Yeah.
you're going to have lots of people wanting to talk to you, and that's a problem that I have when I go to party. Nobody wants to talk to me.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah, they
there's
see
nothing to
that-
talk about.
It's a conversation starter.
It
Congrats,
is.
Noah. And thank you, Ben, for sponsoring that. That's super cool, man.
Yeah,
That was amazing,
We're
man.
happy to do it. Hey, 'tis the season of giving.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely,
is
brother.
indeed. Ben, thank you so much for jumping on with us. This has been fun. We love collaborating with you. This all started when I went hunting for a cool bow tie for a cool event, and here we are years later with you on the pod, handing out handing out unbelievable prizes for the holidays. So yeah, thank you so much, man. Keep up the great work.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
yeah,
sir.
absolutely. Thanks, guys, for having me on. We're honored to be here, and we'll keep pumping out the ideas and look forward to what the future holds. Because hey, guess what? We deal in feathers. The sky's not the limit; it's where we soar.
Hell yeah.
Whoa. Been
Boom.
working on that.
Out.
Cut out
Cut
on a
him
better
off.
line than
Mic
that.
drop.
He
Mic drop.
dropped it.
See you, buddy.
Yeah.
Later, guys.
Thanks a lot, Ben.
Yeah, man.
All right, well, that was awesome. You got to love somebody that is that passionate about feathers and what he does and being outside. It's great.
Absolutely.
Great story. Great.
There's a lot going on today.
I always
Yeah,
like
I think
talking to
so.
entrepreneurs that just liked something and then made it their full-time job.
Yeah.
I just am always
That's the
fascinated by it.
dream, honestly.
The dream.
It really is.
The dream. Until you
absolutely.
do a podcast with two guys that you despise, and then you're like, wow, now I
know.
have to do this every week.
I mean, I like the other two guys. It's just they're impossible to work with.
That's fair. We are.
It's been fun, gentlemen.
All right, guys. Well, this has been fun. It's been a nice pod.
I've enjoyed it. I'm, look, tree there, gonna decorate it tonight. It's time, but we're going full on.
Yeah. Holidays,
I love
holiday
it.
season. Erat, what do you call it, Peter?
Erratif, it's backwards.
Erratif,
Fat
yeah.
tire backwards, baby. Enjoy your fat tires and enjoy 4 additional podcasts per month on Spotify. Hit up wildtimes.club/info. You can find all those extra bonus pods there. All the links to everything, the newest episodes, the merch, everything at wildtimes.club/info. And you know
Look,
what?
if
guys?
you've avoided subscribing to this point, but you're like, why do these guys I wish these guys put a podcast out every day. There's like 100 podcasts that you've never heard
Yes.
on the subscription. Just do it. We're
Just
trying
do
we're trying to get a studio. Help us out.
That's right. Good night.
Yeah.
We
gents.
love you.
Wild
Good night.
Times. Wildtimes.club/info. Love you.
No problems here.
Damn it.
Yeah. I got it.